Clarence Park, home to promotion-pushing National League Southside St Albans City FC, famously known for their 3-2 televised FA Cup win against Forest Green Rovers, world-famous band Enter Shikari sponsoring the club, playing in a game where one player scored 7 goals and the Saints still lost 8-7, and also for having a tree blocking a stand, stopping them from getting promoted to the top division of Northern League football. Today they face another Hertfordshire side in the shape of Cheshunt, and the Saints are hoping to come away with all 3 points in the time of season where every point counts in order to stay within touching distance of the playoffs. On the other hand, Cheshunt are looking to snatch these points off St Albans in order to escape the possibility of a relegation battle. The last time these sides faced each other in the league was on the 4th game of the season, where the Saints ran out 2-1 winners. However, a few months later the sides met again in the Hart Senior Cup, where Cheshunt won 3-1. The Saints come into the game off the back of a 3-1 win away at Bath City. Although they also play tonight with a poor home form and without a win in 3 home games, tonight David Noble and the team are hoping to end this run and beat the Hertfordshire rivals. At the start of today, the Saints find themselves outside the playoffs in 9th place, 2 points off Worthing in 7th. Meanwhile, Cheshunt find themselves in a relegation battle at 21st, just 1 point off safety. When producing this documentary, I still haven't come up with a name, so I was fortunate to come across this bit of footage before the team talk, with Michael Johnson telling teammate Zane Banton why there's a GoPro duct taped to the ceiling.
Some university Cheshunt. It's another one of these games. Fighting for their lives. And this, more than any team we've played that are, that is exactly what they're doing. That is exactly what they're doing. Keeper goes long pretty much all the time. So do the defenders. Didn't get the last 2. Yeah, keeper goes long most of the time. Their game plan is to go long, either to the centre forward. They chase down those pauses. If you slip up and make a mistake, they will do a mistake. You look to get on that ball constantly. Even if you play it off to someone and he's looking to go up the pitch, make another angle, you will be pressed. Everybody. You will be pressed. You need to have a plan, because you might get one touch before you get played. Yeah? Fucking make it difficult for him to move. The wide free kick, the disallowed goal, he just literally walks past you to see him. You've got to be creating a line. We was in 2 different lines. Cal, you're 3 yards in front of the other people from a wide free kick. Get a strong line, don't let people run through it, get side on, be first there. All the same things apply. You can't just stand there like mannequins and just let people run through.
Everybody knows the significance of today. It's a Hertfordshire derby and the boys are ready. Well, that's what I'm asking them to do. I know we're a part-time club, but you've got to be as serious as possible if you want to do anything in this game and in this league. Everybody's looking forward to it. We're looking to put that form right tonight. 1 game at a time, but this would be a good one to start getting those wins at home. They're fighting for their lives and their careers, and it's a powerful thing. And if we don't come ready tonight, we'll find out.
There are some proud times as you see the club grow, you see the supporters grow, you see what we do in the community grow. It's I look at it with pride, and it's great to see. Well, we want to get promoted, so we're just under the playoffs now. We've spoken to the manager and looked at what players. You can see we've brought in some players recently, and that's all to do with us making a push to the playoffs. And when you're in the playoffs, who knows where you can go. So that's our plan. Without a new facility or a modern facility, we cannot grow. We certainly cannot grow, but we're not going to be able to progress to the levels the club should progress to here. It's as simple as that. I mean, that's part of the plan. The part of the plan is to grow the brand St Albans. We've got, in the district alone, we've got about 140,000 people in the district of St Albans. So if we grow our brand within the district and further on, more people will come down, will be an entertainment for far more people. And especially in times like this where it's really tough to be able to go out and get some good quality entertainment at affordable prices, it's very important that we grow the awareness of the club in the community.
When did you start to get involved with the club?
About 6 years ago, got invited because of what I do in relation to supporting young people, mainly through scouting, so that's how it started off.
Tell me about the walks with Jeff Stelling. How does it feel to be a part of those?
Tiring. I've done a lot of them and really enjoyed them, and he's been really supportive of non-league football. Even tried to get him here for Saturday. He's on holiday in Portugal, so he's got some excuse, but I mean, he's a real supporter of non-league football. In fact, being a Hartlepool supporter, they actually dropped out of the league and now are back in the league, but only just. I think it would be really good if we can get to the playoffs this season, because that will influence a lot of people to come down towards the end of this season. I think it will influence a lot of people, and well, hoping for 1,000 tonight and over 2,000 on Saturday.
My name's Ray Curran. I'm a lifelong supporter of St Albans City Football Club. We're not down here. I'm close season painting, decorating, cleaning, and I'm also a steward on the gate. And I've been supporting St Albans for 40 odd years.
How long have you been supporting St Albans?
A long time. I mean, I've been teaching here for 30 years, and I think in the last 10 years the support has grown really, particularly during the time of Ian and now of course David.
Well, I think there's only been the one change of manager, and I think football clubs take it in their stride. Part and parcel of football is managers come, managers go. You know, you get on with it. We've got a succession in place. Dave Noble was down there anyway, working alongside Ian, so it was just a small step for him. He was a fabulous footballer in his day, and I think he's just finding his feet, and let's be honest, we've had a fairly good season so far.
Well, actually, even though there's been changes, I think there's been reasonable stability. I mean, you look at the defenders that we've got in, Taff and Devontae have been brilliant. I think they've got a good squad. They've got a good squad from the start of the season. Any team's going to get the odd injury. I'll be honest, I was disappointed when Ian left because I had a lot of respect for Ian, but I think David Noble's been fantastic. So I actually think it's been good continuity, even though we've lost a manager mid-season.
Oh, I think we'll finish in playoffs. How well we do in the playoffs, it just depends on the draw, and how well we play on the day, because playoffs are cup finals, aren't they? I remember the last playoffs when we beat Histon to go through to actually get promoted to the conference. I was there for those games, and it's a pretty exciting afternoon. If you can make the playoff final, it's a fab day out.
We're hitting the playoffs. We've got to win tonight. It'd be a tough game tonight, but I think Dave Noble's done a good job. They deserve to be in the playoffs. I know they've been a little bit inconsistent lately, but the team deserve it, and they're good enough, and they'll beat anyone on their day.
I think it will be very much a struggle. I think like last time, we will struggle to stay up. Bigger clubs than us, Maidstone is a good example, with a huge amount more money, are struggling. And Torquay United, if you've ever been to their ground, I mean, they've got corporate and everything, and they're struggling. It will be a big ask. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it will be a big ask. And then that's when Dave Noble will really have his work cut out.
It is a big step up. I think we're well placed for a couple of reasons. I think we've got an excellent manager. I think there's a good infrastructure at the club. It's fabulous that this season we've had crowds of over 1,000, and we had 2,000 on Saturday, and that's a good start. The owners seem committed. I think they'd have to review things if we went up, and we want to strengthen. Obviously, any season you want to strengthen your squad, but I also think there's a real unity amongst the players, and I feel we could do all right. And there's some supporters say, "Oh, do we want to go up? It's going to be different." And I think their main concern is that they won't be able to drink beer out on the terraces. But I think if we go up, I think like Wildston, I think we could give it a good crack. But it obviously will take a little bit of investment. But I think we've got the right infrastructure, the right manager, and a really good starting point with the squad we've got at the minute.
St Albans kick off to start off the game and then immediately get a free kick, which in my opinion is quite soft. The Saints continue to pile on the pressure early on, and Zane Banton picks out Devante Stanley on the wing after a strong run at the Cheshunt midfield. From the pass, Devante plays the ball through to Colchester United loanee Shay Cooper, who only meets a Cheshunt defender. The clearance falls straight back to Devante Stanley, who makes a cross of his own and going full circle finds Banton, who makes an audacious backflick effort that goes just wide of goal. The resulting goal kick is fumbled by the Cheshunt keeper, who sends it out for a throw-in. That following throw starts a team play that Cheshunt can't get near. Tafari Moore makes a great run down the wing, shrugging off a defender and putting in a cross, which is yet again met by an opposition player. However, like the last attack, the Saints pounce back off the poor clearance and Kieran Wiltshire strikes from range. The first half sees the Saints dominate Cheshunt, and from a goal kick the home side win the ball back and play to the partnership Cheshunt still haven't clocked onto yet, Devante Stanley and Shay Cooper. Devante runs through the midfield, passing to Wiltshire, who then passes to Cooper on the far side, starting the attacking move. However, St Albans can't seem to find anyone in the box, and that results in captain Sean Jeffers fighting to win the ball back, then pulling a weak shot off straight to the goalkeeper. At this point, I shouldn't need to keep saying who's got the ball, as there's a chance it's probably Devante Stanley, and at this point, I'm also not trying to look biased to the Saints, so here's some more defending from a weak Saints attack. It's fair to say Cheshunt haven't really done much in this game, so when they do get a free kick just outside the box, you'd expect them to make the most out of the attack. I'm still not sure how this is a free kick as well. Probably the most exciting part of the half comes when a free kick from Cheshunt launches a counter-attack, or what could have been a counter-attack, when the keeper comes out, clatters into his own defender and still gets a free kick from it, although it finally gave the fans something to cheer about when Jeffers puts it in the back of the net. When Callum Adebayi clears the incoming throw-in, Cheshunt have their first and only shot of the game, and the midfielder tries to one-up the effort from Kieran Wiltshire earlier on in the half. To end the half, Cheshunt tried to pressure the Saints' defence, but the pressure is soon gone when the cross is messed up, going over the bar.
Kevin Mudds, so I've come down obviously to see the mighty Saints. Used to play down here, played, managed, coached. The club's in my blood really, in my blood. And obviously when you play, you're obviously massively. I mean, as a fan, you come along and you can't alter anything from the terraces. When you play, you can obviously alter stuff, and hopefully your performances will reflect that, and hopefully it will bring success to the club. But as a fan, all you can try and do is bring your support to the club. I mean, we do sponsorship with the club, Conquer Nation Scaffolding, by the way. Hertfordshire's premier scaffold company. Just get the plug in there early. Playing and managing was a great experience, but you have to move. You move on. You can't play forever. And hopefully, as I say, we do sponsorship. We support the club and try and help it to progress forward. Fair play to Lawrence and John. They brought the club, the changes of the club and the advancement of certain things and the progression of things has been fantastic. You've only got to look round the outside bars. The club the bar upstairs has been refurbished. Progress has been made on and off the pitch remarkably. But in all fairness, we need the new ground. We need a new ground. I mean, as much as this place is a fantastic setting and a fantastic pitch, and it holds many, many years of history, we're never going to progress unless we have somewhere we can earn finance off the pitch as well as on the pitch with the supporters and with obviously the gate receipts and sponsorship.
Where do you think St Albans could go in the near future?
Football League, why not? I mean, you've only got to look at some of the non-league clubs. I mean, Sutton are Division 2 now, Stevenage are Division 2. Boreham Wood are knocking on the door of Division 2. They're up the top of the conference. When I played, Stevenage and Boreham Wood were poor relations. With the help of, especially Stevenage, with the help of the local council, they've obviously progressed. So have Boreham Wood, Sutton. I think there's 3 or 4 other teams that I can't remember at the moment that have progressed from non-league into Football League.
Right, yeah, so I host the weekend breakfast show on the local radio station, Hertfordshire's Mix, 92.6, and that's how initially we got involved here. So I was just asked to sort of cover and do a little bit of announcing, and then what happened, when COVID hit 2 years ago, we got asked, because the fans weren't allowed to come along, we got asked if we could provide radio commentary for the games, which we started to do, and now that's escalated to the wonderful media department that's here, and I've been sort of sucked into that as well, and now pitch side doing the announcing, and love it. Right, well, I moved to St Albans around about 20 years ago, and I've been coming along for the last 15 years, initially as a fan, and then doing this on and off for about the last 5 years. Do you know, it's been interesting, it's been really interesting because very close to Ian, and had the privilege last season of doing the post-match interviews with Ian many times for the YouTube channel, and such a lovely, warm guy, and to see him go was heartbreaking because he was such a lovely guy. But business is business and football is football, and it is a business nowadays, even at this community level. And so it's been a little bit up and down, but great to see Nobby in here. Somebody who's gone through the playing staff into the coaching staff, and you can just see what a buzz it actually brings. And his knowledge, watching him in the dugout, is great, the knowledge he brings. I think it's for what I've seen in the last 15 years of being involved and coming along to this club, it's continually evolving. So I'm sure it will evolve again, because what we see at this moment in time won't be what competes in the National League. And football is evolving, and I'm sure the management and the ownership will adapt if we go up and we compete, yeah.
The second half gets underway by the visitors, who put a long ball into space but meets no one, then goes out of play. Cheshunt start the second half strongly, and even with a poor clearance from the goalkeeper, they threaten the Saints' defence. A sharp run down the wing by Tyrell Newton of Cheshunt is followed by a pass back to George Nunn, who, from 12 yards out, sees his effort go over the bar. I'm not really sure of the names. I just looked at the programme. There's no numbers. More pressure from Cheshunt sees the St Albans defence start to crack, and that gives the visitors a chance to attack. The original shot is blocked by Riccardo Di Trolio, but falls to the feet of Tyrell Newton, who, after a series of passes, meets the ball again on a cross, but can only hit the ball over goal. From a very entertaining second half, the first proper highlight is when Aston went to turn on the GoPro, only to be met by the, quite frankly, hair-raising Cheshunt supporters. St Albans are starting to get back into the game, but are taking their time when attacking. Callum plays the ball through to the wings, where, as we learnt in the first half, Cheshunt can't deal with. A great through ball by Zane Banton is met by Shea Cooper, who puts his effort just wide. It's midway through the second half, and the Saints have a corner. A quick short corner goes unnoticed, and with a high cross going into the box, Cheshunt are almost asking for a spare man at the far post. That spare man is in fact Callum, who nods the ball in from close range. Just look at how happy David Noble looks on the ever so slightly blurry manager cam.
Yeah. But there was the TikTok goal. Yeah.
A few minutes later, Cheshunt have a corner, which is cleared by Zane Banton, only to be hit back into danger. No, it's not deja vu. Only 5 minutes after scoring from a cross, Callum scores from a cross, except this time it's in his own net. Now it's almost looking like I'm just putting the same clips in to extend the second half, but I'm not. Cheshunt really didn't learn from their mistakes, and after a high cross from Banton, Adebayo is free at the back post yet again, this time not making the most of the chance. Towards the end of the game, St Albans look to be dominating Cheshunt, and they still haven't picked up the pressure from the wings. This time, Devante Stanley is running down the wing and puts a cross in, only to be close to going in. The Saints are now in control of the game, and when another corner is drilled in, Cheshunt can only clear to a St Albans player. Kyron Wiltshire puts a cross in, but the only thing that comes from it is another St Albans corner. Almost identical to the last attack, the corner is only cleared to Wiltshire, but this time the ball is won back by Cheshunt and cleared.
So I'm Lee Page, I'm the Operations Director and Club Secretary of the club. So on match days I run the operation.
How long have you been involved with the club?
35 years. Almost everything. Probably best saying what I haven't done. So I haven't been the manager. And that's probably about it. And the chairman. So probably the manager and the chairman, the only two roles I've not done. Most memorable was probably my first ever one. So that would have been in the late, about 1980, something or other. Torquay United, FA Trophy FA Cup second round, first ever game down here. My father brought me down, place was packed, and I caught the bug from there. So, yeah, that's probably the most memorable game because it's what's led me to being here for so long. You know, today here at 8 o'clock, probably not leaving till 11:30. So, you know, best part of a 16-hour day. and when it's a home game, you don't get to see much of the game. So, but for me, what the bit I get enjoyment from is when I see others enjoying it. And for me, that's what football's all about. It's about enjoyment, whether you're playing, whether you're a spectator. And I think my role is about making sure that people, when they come here, enjoy themselves. So if they enjoy themselves, then I'll get some enjoyment out of that. In the near future, I think we can definitely get to National League, if not League Two. Longer term, who knows? Championship, Premier League, maybe one day. Hopefully before I die. But yeah, I can see definitely short-term League Two. And even in the medium term, probably even Championship, if we really carry on as the development we've done over the last 2 years.
Same as most weeks. Same as most weeks recently. Dominate the game and don't take all 3 points. It was another one of those. As I say, it's just another performance where the game should be out of sight. Dominating for probably 60-70% of the ball and concede another terrible goal. Terrible goal. I think if we were trying to lose that, it would have been hard. So at least we got a draw. That doesn't really help. Games where you're dominating, you have to win. It's not easy to dominate a game of football. And when you do, nights like tonight, you have to be ruthless and put people to bed. It's just going to have to be a mindset switch. A mindset switch that I said to him tonight, and I've said it a few times recently. Conceding it, you've got to die to stop the ball going in your goal. Doesn't seem like we're like that.
Yeah, it's a lot different in the style of football you play. And there's also a lot more games, like back-to-back, Saturday, Tuesday, which you don't really get in academy football, which is really good. It tests your mentality, and it's good to get regular game time. Yeah, it's good. I have quite a few people in the crowd that I've known for a long time, since I was at school actually, when I was coming to watch. So yeah, it's a real proud moment in my life. I think I'll go back on loan next year, hopefully. But as a goalkeeper, you're always looking for game time, and if I don't really want to just be training at Norwich. I want to be, playing regular games. So yeah, I'm looking to go out on loan again. Hopefully in the playoffs and then get promoted. Yeah, that's what we all want, I think.
I think it's a great club. I think obviously I've played against St Albans previously before, and it's always been good infrastructure and players that I've played with as well. So I thought this was a club that was going places, and hopefully we can still make that happen this season. I think the fans have always been behind me and have made me welcome when I first came, and the fans spur you on, and they're like a 12th man really when we're playing and getting winning games and scoring goals and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely they help us. I think that's probably one of the biggest moments of us in Albans' career. I think, like I said, it was televised, it was big, it was an upset. Yeah, we done well to get the result on that day, and it was a historic moment for the club. Yeah, I think sometimes when it is a derby day, you can't really look at the table and stuff like that. There is more on it, and I think they'd be delighted to get a 1-1 draw. I think, because I think we kind of controlled the game, especially first half. But yeah, sometimes derby games happen like that, and we shared the points in the end. But unfortunately for us, we were looking to get all 3.
Masterminded their first ever promotion to the National League a year later. Oxford City have done it. Winners of the promotion final of the National League South. They will play 5th-tier football for the first time in their 140-year history come August.
Hopeful. Okay, Dibble quickly to get there before. That's why.
Well done, guys. Well done.